Hi and welcome to the gwEm. I'm gwEm. So I recently picked up this. It's the little Roland T-8. It was released a few months ago and I used it on a jam a couple of weeks back. Now there is a marketing picture that Roland released of the T-8, which I'm putting on the screen now. It's with the 303, the 606, the 808 and the 909, and it kind of implies maybe that the T-8 has all the abilities and sounds of those boxes, which is definitely not the case. In fact, I went on to Roland's website and these are the tones available. I'm flashing that up on the screen now as well. So interestingly, this thing only has two 808 sounds. That's despite it having this red, orange, yellow and white color scheme like an 808. I mean, it's even called a T8. But it only has two 808 sounds. It's also got one 909 sound. It's got all of the sounds of the 303, and the rest are taken from the Roland TR-606. So those are the snare drum, the toms and the hi-hats are taken from the 606, but they're like an expanded version of the 606 actually, which I think is quite cool. All the sounds have now got decay, and the snare has a snappy control. The first thing I did, actually, I reproduced the Roland press image, just for the lols. And then I thought, well, let's compare the sounds. Let's see how close the T8 actually is to those old boxes. So this is the comparison of the T8 sounds versus the sounds in the original boxes. And I'll do some comments at the end and, you know, we'll have a little chat in the comments. So stay tuned. I am actually quite impressed. Now, I would say that it doesn't completely nail any of the sounds that it says it does, but I don't really care that much because it gets very close and it sounds good as well. Let's talk about the 303 sounds. I think it's one of the real strong suits of the T8 is the 303 emulation. It has all of the features of the 303 and it's not exactly like a 303, but it's so close. I think it's absolutely fine. Maybe the main difference is that the way the filter envelope is a bit different on the T8 to my original 303. Could that be components aging in the 303? I don't know, but I will say thumbs up. I'm not going to hold up the 808 or the 909 because they're a bit heavy. In terms of the 909 kick drum, this sounds very close again. It doesn't quite have the low end punch of the 909, but it captures the sound in spirit and I'm completely happy with that, I would say. The 808 sounds, the clap and the tom, they do sound a bit different. The tom is very, very close. The clap is different. Could that be aging components in my 808? I don't know. It's definitely a good sounding clap. I would say I expected the T8 to have more 808 sounds. I'm disappointed that it doesn't have more 808 sounds. So my complaint versus the 808 is not really that it doesn't nail the 808 sounds, just that I think it should have more of them. Finally, we have the sounds from the 606, which is most of the sounds. Yeah, again, doesn't quite nail them, but in some ways it's better, I think. Get some really good snare variations out of this that are not possible on the 606, and I think they sound really good. I don't really use toms. They didn't sound much like the toms in the 606, but again, they're toms and I don't care, and they're probably good enough. The hi-hats maybe were slightly disappointing. I did all kinds of things to try to get the same hi-hat sound. You can actually tune the hi-hats and adjust the decay of the hi-hats in the T8. You can't do that on the 606. And whatever parameters I tried, I couldn't quite get it the same. But I don't know. I think the 606 hi-hats is still the gold standard, but it's certainly good enough for this type of unit. I hope you found that sound comparison interesting. There are other frustrations with the T8, and I'm sure there's loads of YouTube reviews about those. I've not bothered to watch any of them, but there's some limitations in the sequencer which are a bit annoying. I found it a bit annoying that the analog sync in and out didn't have a run stop signal in, but they're now discounting this unit. You can get it for £150. I've seen it less than £150 new. And when you think what you get, which is basically a complete 303, a bunch of effects, and some nice sounds from the other Roland bits of gear, maybe it's missing some like obvious hits. Much more of the 808 sounds would have been great. The idea of an expanded 606 is very cool. So I definitely give this unit a thumbs up. It's very fun, the built-in batteries and everything. Anyway, let me know what you think about the sounds in the comments. I'll be interested to see what you think. Thanks a lot for watching. Hope to see you in another video soon, and take care.